wanted to talk a bit about the unofficial LSAT logic games that I created, why I created them, and how you can use them. So, several years ago, I really wanted to understand logic games in a deeper way, in a way that I never really had before. And so I decided that the best way to understand logic games was to understand how they are created, why they are created the way they are. So I really wanted to put myself in the test maker's shoes and come to see things from their point of view. And I also wanted to learn a bit about the ways they make tempting wrong answer choices and the ways they push you away from the right answer. So I wrote several different logic games of my own. I think I wrote about 8 altogether. I wrote relative ordering, strict ordering, multi-level ordering, and several different kinds of grouping games as well. And one thing I noticed is that not all of the answer choices are there randomly out of left field. Some of them are written specifically to lure you towards them and push you away from the right answers. So a very simple example of this would be punishing test takers who do not correctly translate a statement into its contrapositive by including a tempting wrong answer choice that banks on the fact that you incorrectly translated that very contrapositive statement. So you might choose A and feel great about it, only to not even get to correct answer choice B. So you confidently choose A and walk away from it, having no idea that you've just made a huge mistake, and then you might end up making that same exact mistake in other questions and choose the tempting wrong answer choices there as well. And so I really practiced and tried to master the art of writing tempting wrong answer choices like this, and I sprinkled them throughout all of the unofficial logic games I created. Another thing I did was I created games that lend themselves to making multiple main diagrams, but I actually chose to make my games a little bit harder than actual LSAT logic games on average. In particular, the grouping matching games I wrote, as well as the multi-level ordering game I wrote, were especially difficult and complex, and you can break it wide open with the multiple main diagrams, but you might not see that, in which case you'll have to draw lots of hypotheticals over the course of the game. I'm not saying any one way is better than the other, but I wanted to illustrate the value of using these sorts of techniques and show you how they can help even on the most difficult problems of all. So these games are free, they're unofficial. I've linked them below this video, and because I wrote them myself, I'm not putting the same restrictions on them that LSAC would. So they're freely available online. You can download them, you can print them out, and make as many copies as you want. One of my former blog readers was kind enough to format them in an LSAT exam style. So the layout very closely mimics the style of actual official LSAT questions. And so there's a PDF version of these games you can download if you want the whole set, or you can do them individually in the various articles where they're listed on my website. And these games are tough. So you'll notice that a lot of people are discussing the games and asking questions about them in the comments. And some people will be so confident about their way of thinking about the game that they'll accuse me of having made an error. And I assure you there are no errors in my games. They've been available now for nearly 10 years online. And if there were an error, I would have corrected it, or someone would have spotted it and left a comment. That has not happened. That is not the case. And I guarantee you my games do not contain any logical errors of any kind. If you find a logical error in one of my games, I will give you $1,000 per mistake you catch that I made. That's right, $1,000 challenge to you if you spot any kind of error in a logic game that I myself created. I will stand by that. I will swear by it. I'm putting this video out for the entire world to see. And so I'm putting my reputation on the line with this. So Give these games a shot. I think you'll find them interesting. You'll find them difficult. And if you see any mistakes as you work through them, the mistake is on your end, not mine. So have fun. I wish you all the best as you work through them. I wish you all the best on the LSAT. Please reach out and let me know if you need anything at all. I'm a real person and I love hearing from students.